Okay, so this is just going to be a quick Saturday update. It's March 21st, and I just got back from the gym, and I just took some photos to send to Jeff. And this morning my weigh-in really surprised me. It was 167.6 pounds, which I think is just under 2 pounds down from where I was last Saturday. So I was really shocked. I mean, I was expecting a little bit of weight loss, but that was really surprising because the prior week I think I lost a little less than a pound. My waist measurement was the same, 30.5, so I'm not sure if that's really going to change much from this point forward, but the weight really surprised me, I have to be honest. And I've been kind of expecting Jeff to start reducing my calories, but to be honest, I guess as long as I'm losing weight at the rate that I am, I don't see the point in that, so maybe he's just going to keep it consistent. I actually did increase the intensity of my cardio a little bit this prior week, just sort of on my own. I was feeling kind of frisky, and I ended up increasing the speed on the treadmill from like 6.5 to 7 miles an hour, for the half an hour that I do, which I think is like, according to the treadmill, it's like 35 or 40 more calories burned per session. So it's really not that much, but that may be the reason that my weight is down considerably, because I've been pretty true to the diet. I mean, if anything, I probably have come in a little short on my calories every day, but nothing, excessive, especially considering the fact that I just got back from traveling. So that's kind of where I'm at with the weight. I felt pretty good during my workouts this week. I did notice yesterday I was doing shoulders, and for me, the overhead like military press has never been a strong exercise, but I really noticed yesterday morning that I just couldn't push anywhere close to the weight that I normally would on that exercise, and maybe some of that's psychological. I mean, I am also very fatigued, and I don't have the energy that I do from the diet. So I'm sure that is certainly a factor as well. But I just had a chest workout, and I kind of finished off with some arms with my training partner, and I felt like that was pretty killer. I was really hitting it pretty hard, and I really felt like I was pushing some serious weight. So, I don't really feel like I've lost a lot of strength. I know I keep saying that, and that was kind of an ongoing concern of mine going into this. But all that still feels pretty strong. It feels pretty good. And I also went to the tanning bed after the gym, and that's kind of another topic that I can discuss. But anyway, I noticed in the tanning booth when I was changing, the lighting helps in there because it's kind of overhead, half natty lighting. But I was kind of looking in the mirror, and I was really surprised at the vascularity that I could see like in my forearms. And my training partner actually noticed that at the gym this morning. I was picking up the dumbbells to do a chest press, and as I'm pulling a 90-pound dumbbell off the floor, like the veins that pop in my arm are pretty wild. Nothing that I've ever seen before. So I'm certainly losing the weight. I have no idea where my body fat is right now. I wish there was somewhere in New York where I could do like the bod pod or whatever, and I could get like an accurate idea of where my body fat is. But I would guess I'm around 6 to 7%. If not lower. I'm not sure if that's accurate or not, but I guess I still have some weight to lose. At this point, I'm going to see if I can ask Jeff, actually, when I check in with him today, but I'm just kind of curious where I'm going to fall as far as the weight categories go. I'm not very educated on that subject, but I was thinking at this point, maybe I'm going to be a heavy lightweight, which I think would be probably pretty good. I was thinking I was going to be in the middle weight, and I was kind of concerned about being on the low end of the middleweight range. But in this case, I might be on the high end of the lightweight range. So I think that would actually work in my favor. I was excited actually. I finally got my WNBF membership card this past week, which was kind of frustrating because I had sent my application for that like in February, and I just kept waiting for it in the mail, and I saw that they had charged my card, and I was worried that it was lost in the mail, so I was contacting the folks at WNBF, and they were actually really nice and got back to me quickly, and it showed up yesterday, so that means I can officially send in my application for the contest next week. And I don't think that's a big deal. I don't think the slots fill up and you can't enter. I don't think they cap it off or anything like that. But I just wanted to sort of get the paperwork in and get that done. I also have some posing trunks coming. They're on the way from Best Fit Posers or Muscle Potential. And those folks were also extremely helpful. I was corresponding with a gentleman from that company for the past couple weeks, trying to figure out what would suit me best. What suit would suit me best, I guess. So I'm excited to get those in the mail and kind of see what they look like. The ones I have now I've just been using are off of eBay. They were just some cheapy cheaps that were up on eBay. So that's going to make it a little bit more official, and I really need to work on the posing. That is an area where I have been slacking off, and I know a lot of people say that is a key component, because if you can't accurately showcase all your hard work, what's the point? So I'm really going to try to set aside more time. I'm going to do a half hour today and a half hour tomorrow, and it's just really tough during the week to try to work on posing, because I spend a lot of time in the morning at the gym doing cardio, and then I come home and it's work time, and then I get home from work and I'm exhausted and I want to cook my food, and like the last thing I want to do is put on posing trunks and try to get pumped in the mirror or whatever. So anyway, definitely got to make that more of a priority. Gonna do some breakfast here in a second because I'm starving, but I think I'm actually gonna stray from my banana pancakes for a change. I'm gonna see if I can go with an egg omelet, and see how that goes, change it up a little bit. And tonight's gonna be tough. My friend is having a birthday party, and we're actually going out to eat at a restaurant in New York. It's called Dallas BBQ, and if you've never had the opportunity to go there, it's pretty phenomenal. It's just absolute crap barbecue with like these huge, I guess what they call Texas-sized drinks, like margaritas and pina coladas. They're like highly caloric, loaded with sugar, and I guess they put rum and stuff in there. So obviously I can't do that tonight, and everybody's kind of aware of my situation, so I hope everybody's cool about it. But I guess I'm going to be doing like a water or like a Diet Coke or something like that, which kind of sucks. I don't really miss alcohol per se, but I do enjoy going and having those like fruity, sugary drinks. Like who wouldn't? They're really, really kind of fun and refreshing, but can't do that. And as far as like actual food tonight, I would normally get these like ribs with like a side of like greasy fries, and it comes with a big slice of cornbread, and the appetizer are these honey chicken wings that are obviously deep fried and absolutely terrible for you. So I can't do any of that tonight, but they do have some amazing rotisserie chicken. So I'm going to take my scale with me, like the, nerd that I am, and I'm going to weigh out, the chicken that I've set aside for the meal. And they also do baked potatoes with nothing on them, so I'm going to have a plain baked potato. And I'm probably going to take my Walden Farms barbecue sauce so I have something to put on it, because I can't do the sugary barbecue sauce that they would have at the table. So that's kind of a bummer. And then I think afterwards he's going to, he's doing like cake and ice cream. So I'm going to take a pudding, like a fat-free, sugar-free vanilla pudding. And actually one of the things I wanted to talk about, this actually is probably going to turn into another long video, but I was on Romeo Estrada's Instagram while I was waiting at the airport this past week, coming back from LA, and I was looking into a lot of his really older posts from like the first time he competed, and he puts a lot of stuff up on there about the food that he was eating. And I noticed that he got this, he got like a big order of stuff one day from a local grocery store. One of the things was like a really low-fat, low-cal, no-sugar ice cream. And I couldn't find that exact brand here in New York, but I was really surprised that my local grocery store had this stuff called Arctic Zero. And actually pull that out and show you. That's Arctic Zero. This is the salted caramel, and they claim that you can eat the entire pint and only cost yourself 150 calories, which is nothing. And I guess per serving it's 35 calories, there's no fat, there's 7 grams of carbs, 2 grams of fiber, and there's like 3 grams of protein, 5 grams of sugar. So this stuff's okay. To be honest, it's ice cream. It sort of fills that void, but it's not really ice cream. Like, it's not really creamy and really rich and flavorful. You know, it's cold and it's it kind of has an ice cream texture, I guess. So this is as good as it's going to get for a while. I went and I bought this at the store, and I bought my wife some like Haagen-Dazs or gelato or whatever it was, like the real deal. So she's eating that and I'm eating this. But, you know, it's better than nothing. It's really pricey. This stuff is like $5 or $6 a pint, and I can't imagine it's ever on sale. So that's kind of a bummer. But anyway, that's the ice cream situation. I was really excited to find that, you know, and that was all from, you know, an Instagram post that he put up there that kind of inspired me to go hunting for that stuff. The other thing that I found that I want to show you real quick, I'll pull it out of the freezer. Actually, a couple things, but I found, this was on Romeo Estrada's post as well, these Vitatops. And again, I actually placed a huge order like right there at the airport after I saw a picture of these. But they actually sold these in my local grocery store in the freezer section. So again, I'm just kind of surprised to see that. But these are these like muffin tops, basically. This particular kind is deep chocolate. And they've got 100 calories per 1.5 grams of fat, 26 grams of carbs, 9 grams of fiber. So they're high in fiber. And they've got like 4 grams of protein. Sugar's a little high, but these things rock. Like, these things I think are going to be my saving grace. I've been having these with dessert, or, you know, after dinner every night as my dessert, and they're really nice. You know, I want more of them. Obviously, I can only have one, which is kind of a bummer, but you know, it's definitely better than nothing. So I'm going to take those with me tonight so I can have some cake and ice cream, like cake and pudding or whatever. And when I placed the order, I actually got some other stuff too that they did not have at my local grocery store. It's a Vita pizza, and you know, these are very similar. The calories are reasonable, the fat's reasonable, you know, and the carbs kind of are what they are. I feel like you can't really get around, you know, carbs, because I'd love if these were low carb. I could eat like 3 or 4 of them. But anyway, those are really nice. And I also got these like little mini cakes called Vita cakes that are also a little bit less on the calories than the muffins because they're a little bit smaller. But these things are awesome, you know, so I would highly recommend finding these. I think it's worth what they cost. Like, they're not cheap, but you know, at this point I'm just happy to get something resembling unhealthy food, even though they're really not that bad for you. So those are a saving grace, and you know, I really appreciate. I don't know if I'll ever meet him or not, but I really appreciate all the guidance that he has sort of inadvertently given me through his Instagram posts and whatnot. And actually, I found out, I think he competed at the show that I'm going to be competing at last year. I think he was at the Garden State Classic, and that may be where he got his pro card, if I remember correctly. So who knows, you know, maybe I'm following in good footsteps there. I'm certainly taking a lot of his advice, and that's what you have to do. I guess you got to find somebody that's gone before you and sort of emulate, you know, what they've done and their dedication and whatnot. So anyway, okay, it's another long post, whatever, but that's Saturday, and I guess I'll try to check in again maybe next weekend, because you know, the weeks are tough, and you know, not a lot has changed. So anyway, I'm gonna go have some egg whites. Take care.